This gospel reading is very familiar to us. The parable, the teaching of the Good Samaritan. It's found only in the Gospel of Luke. So let me begin by giving you some background. I spoke about that last Sunday. Do some background, and then we'll ask about the teaching, and then we'll wonder what the teaching means to us as we journey through our lives. It's found only in Luke. Luke is a very gentle gospel. He's the only Gentile writer in the New Testament. He writes more of the New Testament than anybody else, and he is a scholar. His Greek is very sophisticated, unlike the other gospels' Greek. His gospel is very kind. He's the only one who has the prodigal son. He's the only one that has chapter 23, which is Jesus forgives the man on the cross. This day you shall be with me in paradise. You remember that. That's only in Luke's gospel. So Luke is giving us a Jesus who is very gentle and caring, open, and very, very compassionate. And now in this particular story, he speaks about how we should image Jesus in the manner in which we live our lives. Some more on the background here. He's going from Jerusalem to Jericho. Jerusalem is 2,500 feet above sea level. Jericho, 800 feet below sea level, the lowest city in the world below sea level. So it's a big, steep journey downhill from Jerusalem going down to Jericho, and it's only 15 miles. So when Luke tells us he's going from Jerusalem down to Jericho, it makes it very, very real. And I know many of you who are pilgrims and went to the Holy Land did journey more than once from Jerusalem down to Jericho and from Jericho up to Jerusalem. We have the Levites here. Levites are of interest to us. I want to encourage you to do some Bible study. Way back in the book of Exodus, after Moses led the people of Israel out of bondage, his elder brother Aaron was appointed by God to be the high priest of the Jewish people. His name was Aaron. Moses and Aaron came from the tribe of Levi, or Levites. Thereafter, all the descendants of Aaron will be the priestly people. Only descendants of Aaron are priests. Many other Levites, holy people involved with the temple, but not priestly. Even today, there are priests in the Jewish tradition today, and they come from the family of the Cohens, which is the priestly family of Aaron. Now, even today, there's no temple, so the priests don't serve in the temple. The Jews don't have a temple, but they do various blessings and various liturgies. However, even to this day, the priests in the Jewish tradition are not allowed to go to a cemetery, are not allowed to do anything with a person who has died. And that takes us back to the parable. The priest and the Levite crossed to the other side because this man was half dead and they were not allowed, according to Levitical law, to get involved with him or to touch him. And so they went to the other side. Good people involved with the temple, law-abiding people, but they don't see. They observe the man, but they don't see him. And along comes this pejorative Samaritan who was reviled by the Jews, goes way back to a conflict 700 years before Christ during the Babylonian exile, a division between Samaritans and Jews. He's the outcast. He is the one they do not want to deal with, and he is the one who becomes the teacher. He has known pain, he has known suffering, he has known prejudice, and therefore when he sees the wounded man, he sees him with the heart. People who are legalistic see with the eyes, but this man sees with the heart. After the example of Jesus, Jesus sees the leper, he touches the leper, breaking Levitical law. He touches the leper, he heals the leper. He sees a multitude that's hungry, and he feeds them. He sees his disciples on the Sea of Galilee in a storm, and he goes to calm the storm. So when Jesus sees, he sees with the heart. He sees with compassion. And that's the difference between just observing and seeing and becoming part of the event, the moment, the need for healing, the need for inclusion. And every one of us at some time, we're looking for an experience of a God who sees with the heart. And that's some background on this. What's the teaching here? Let me tell you about the teaching. A year ago, little over a year ago, in June last year, a young man came to see me, very nervous. I knew this young man not very well. He went to school here at Holy Family. His family belonged to this community. Very devout and wonderful people, still very dear friends of mine. But when a woman took over leading the parish, they were not comfortable with that kind of leadership, so they went to another parish. But I still see them, and they're very dear friends. This young man comes to see me, and he has a major problem. He has a secret that he hasn't told anybody, and he doesn't know how to manage his secret. And his secret is he's gay, but he has told nobody that he's gay. And now that he graduated from high school and he's going to college, he wants to tell his parents. He's overwhelmed with fear, with anxiety, doesn't know how to tell his parents. So he comes to see me. He sat down in my office. I welcomed him. I listened to him. And after he told me his story, I said, if I asked your parents what they think of you, what would they say? They'd say, they're so proud of me. I was a high achiever. I'm going to an excellent university. And they're very proud of me. And I'm afraid that when I tell them that I'm gay, I lose all the admiration and all the applause that they gave me. What is he looking for? He's looking for an experience where he will be treated with somebody who sees him with the heart, not with the law. So we talked. I prayed with him. I blessed him. And I said, you go tell your parents that we prayed and that I blessed you. And off he went. As it turns out, his parents were very open and very understanding and very supportive and very embracing of him. They came to see me later to thank me for blessing him, for encouraging him. That's the God we want. I've been hearing confessions long enough over all my years to know the person that comes to confession heavily burdened with conflicts, with sins, with the burden of failure in their lives. And they want to meet a God who would see them with compassion, see them with a heart. And I can see in their failings, their goodness is radiant. Their sincerity is so impressive and uplifting. And I want to give them an experience of a God who sees them with compassion, with the heart, with understanding, with affirmation, with love. That's the God for whom we are all searching. We're all looking for a family. that can see us with the eyes of compassion, see us with the eyes of the heart. We're looking for a church that can welcome us and celebrate us, seeing us with the heart. We're all looking for a community to which we can belong and in which we can be ourselves, not masked, not trying to be perfect, but being fully human. When you discover your own humanity and you discover your own limitation, your failures, it prompts you to see others with the eyes of compassion. That's the teaching here. The teaching is to see the one who is wounded, not to miss the wound now, not to go the other way, not to cross to the other side of the street, but to stand in the presence of the one who is wounded and to belong. Let me ask you, do you think that way back in Washington, D.C., from the president and all his advisors, that they can see with the eyes of the heart the undocumented man they pick up here, a hard-working man, working long hours, capture him, take him away? Can they feel and see and understand the tears of the children looking for their daddy? Can they begin to understand a wife, her caregiver is gone, the person who was her stable person in life is gone, her income is no more, and she's left here bereft of her husband and left in poverty? Can they feel that and see that? And if they don't, they just see with the eyes of the law. They do not see with the heart. And tell me, do you actually believe that this is making America great again? I mean, how do we see with the eyes of the heart? So what does this mean to us? Thank God for your wound. Thank God for your failure in life. Your failure and your wound teach you to see the wounds and the failures of others with compassion and with understanding. The Roman prophet Terence said it this way: "Since I am fully human, nothing human is alien to me." Amen.